Hello, welcome back. This is episode 4 of the sausage roll experiments. This is the first one I've made after my first video went online. Taking some feedback already, so hopefully the sound will be better, as well as the general view here. But anyway, online, we'll see how we go. So today's episode is, you never guess what, but sausage rolls. Today's experiment, though, is mustard. So what we're looking to do is mix mustard into the actual pie to see what flavour comes through and to see if we will be better off just adding the mustard at the end. So I've got the two mustards I want to work with. It's an English mustard, very famous Coleman's mustard, and I've also got a Polish mustard that is very nice. It's quite spicy, so I just want to see if that comes through. So with this one, we're only going to do the two types. We're not going to bother with the control. So we've got our bowls, we've got our egg wash. We're going to put a little bit of black pepper in, and we have our pastry pre-cut. I'm only going to do 3 of each because I don't feel like the sausage meat is enough for 8 without a filler. It's a bit like the old getting 8 hot dogs and 10 buns, or vice versa. It's not quite working out here. Now the 2 squares won't get wasted. I will save them and I will use them for something else. Anyway, first things first. Let's get the sausage meat roughly cut in half. You can get rid of this. So we're going to treat them roughly the same. First thing, we are going to get a grind of black pepper, a couple of grinds of black pepper into each, just for general seasoning. So we know that works. Now, how much of this mustard do we put in? So I'm putting in about 2 teaspoons of each. Using separate spoons so we don't cross-contaminate. Okay, so genuinely is as simple as getting our hands dirty now. So should be fun to listen to. I'll smell. So what we're interested in here is how much of the original flavour comes through. How does the vinegar affect how it stays together, and so on. So now we do this, right. So we'll move this out the way. And we'll get 3 of these rolled out. So I'm going to break these into roughly 3 each. Yeah, looks about right. This out the way. And as always, we will roll these out into just sausage shapes. Okay. Now I was going around the supermarkets looking for sausage meat just to make sure it's not just a Christmas thing. I did find it in my local supermarket in both the fresh and frozen areas. It was the same price. So I do believe most supermarkets will have this year round. Okay. Get that off. And I have for one item. So we need to get this brushed with a bit of the egg wash, which is just egg and a little bit of milk in this case. I considered putting mustard in the egg wash, but I was warned that that may burn, so we're going to avoid doing that. We'll brush on the inside to help it hold together. Get these rolled. I don't think my sausage distribution has been perfect today, but you know, we're not a factory or a machine. Okay. And then we'll go to the English mustard one. I'm going to do the exact same thing. It's definitely the messiest experiment so far. Smell that mustard. Now, if we've got any foreign viewers, I should say non-British viewers, English mustard isn't like your average mustard. You don't eat it like an American mustard. You wouldn't put it on your hot dog, let's say, at least not in the quantities used abroad. One of my guilty pleasures is watching non-British people try English mustard for the first time, and they slather it on or they eat it by the teaspoon, and it's quite a sight. Because English mustard it's got a similar effect on your sinuses as wasabi, so it'll burn that way, it'll clear your sinuses. It's delicious, you just need to know what you're getting in for. Okay, so again, let's go for the 3. We're going to try and split this roughly into 3. Okay, and again, we'll get our best sausage shape. The only real concern with these is that it'll lose its heat in the baking process. So sometimes you use English mustard as a coating for roast beef, and it's delicious, but it's not exactly recognisable as English mustard anymore. It tastes good. It's a different variable, and it's just this might not be the best way of doing it. Because what you can always do is with any sausage roll is just have a little pot of mustard and have a little bit a spoonful of mustard with it. It's perfectly valid way to do it. I mean, ultimately, this sausage meat isn't that different to what you would get in a pork pie. And I dare say the majority of pork pie lovers will like a bit of English mustard with it. But this isn't the pork pie channel. This is the sausage rolls channel. Okay. So again, we will clean my hands a little. Then we'll do the roll up. Because it's inevitable, you will get a little bit of the mess on the outside of the pastry. but we don't want too much of that because, as I say, I do fear this will burn if it's on the outside. Okay, so try and get our roll. Let's unroll that and let's put the egg wash on. See? I don't edit my mistakes out. If I make an error, it stays in. Okay. I have a feeling that these are going to be delicious. But don't just take my word on that. Make them yourselves. Let me know how they go. Okay. So I do always try to flatten them a little, just so they are not just tubes. They're not going to roll off. Okay, now we need to differentiate between which is which. So with the English mustard, we'll go with the sausage meat off. And then we'll go 3 stripes. For the Polish mustard, we'll go 4 stripes. Okay, so we'll pop these into a preheated oven for about 25 minutes. I've got it preheating to around about 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll get those in and we'll come back for a taste test while they're still warm. Okay, and welcome back for the taste test. So I've let these cool for a few minutes. We'll start with the Polish mustard, I think. So let's have a, yeah, they feel quite soft. Well, let's try a little sample of this. Okay, I'm not blown away by that. It tastes like a well-seasoned sausage roll. There is a small amount of heat afterwards, but I struggle to describe it. It's not chili heat, it's not wasabi heat, but it's warming in my stomach. Terrible description, I know. Anyway, let's have a look at the English one. Okay. Not really expecting any difference in look. Have a little taste. That is a much stronger taste. Slightly vinegary, if you have to say. So somehow the vinegar flavour has came through, whereas the mustard flavour hasn't. So based on what I'm trying so far, I can't recommend putting mustard within the cook unless you like the vinegary flavour. You might be better off having it as a condiment afterwards. Anyway, we'll try it as a cold version once it's cooled. Okay, welcome back for the cold taste test. So as before, we will start with the Polish and we'll see what the effect is. You can actually see where some of the mustard is still on the outside. Didn't notice that before. Anyway, let's go. Again, nothing's coming through. Yeah, try the English again. And you can see the coloration of the mustard. Okay, you do get a more of the mustard flavour with the English. One thing I'll say is that I don't think it's worth it. They just taste well seasoned. So there is a solution, of course. We just have a little bit of mustard with it. So a little bit of English mustard on top. There we go. Yeah, if you want the mustard flavour, have the mustard. Don't bother cooking into it. Okay. Well, I do these experiments, so you sometimes won't have to. So I wouldn't bother with the mustard as an additional ingredient within. Just have it as a condiment. Simple as that. Okay. So if you've got any suggestions on what I should do next, please put it in the chat. And obviously, if you want more of this content, please like it, subscribe, comment, and so on. Obviously, you don't have to, but it does help the page out. So thank you for joining me, and good night.